All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start out by giving all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah, Kwadash, and double honor to the apostles and those of great millstone and well. Peace and blessings and citations to the hopeful elect, the Bayath, Dawadah, the house of David. All right, so we're just going to go right into it. And it says this. Let's go right into this article. All right. So this is the UK operators ready for new border checks system. A total of 106 biometrics machines will be in use at Folkestone, right? This is overseas. All right. Matter of fact, yep, UK. So the UK, right, is a part of NATO. All right. So the UK is a part of NATO. So when the UK is doing things, that means the United States is working as well, meaning Babylon. All right, Babylon is in the midst of the same thing. All right, because the UK is part of NATO. All right, so let's read. And it says this here. It says the chief executive of the Eurotunnel says there is no excuse for operators not to be ready for the introduction of the new EU border checks being phased in from October. Passengers from the UK entering the bloc will have to have their photo and fingerprints taken at the Channel Tunnel in the port of Dover and on the Eurostar while they're flying into the EU. EU will be registered when they land. All right. It says the European Union's entry-exit system (EES) is meant to strengthen security and make travel smoother, but there are concerns it could land to long queries when people first use it. All right. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second, fellas. Give me 1 second. All right, so it says, so it says this. It says, where we at? Oh. Make travel smoother, but there are concerns it could lead to long queries when people first use it. It says the Eurotunnel's Jan Larici said that the company was ready and incented, right, and instead there won't be a disruption at the terminals in Folkestone and Carral and Cals, right, in Cals. All right, a kalas, a kaas, as it says, a car is. All right, he said. It said there will be no chaos, and we will have had many months to get prepared for this. It says the scheme will require travelers entering into the bloc from the UK and other non-EU countries to register their details at the EU border and provide biometric data. Now, see what this is getting into this microchip now, which overseas in places like that they already have the NFC microchip, which is a near field communications microchip. All right, which is being ran off the same way as these towers, off 6G and 5G towers. Which the 6G towers they're going to push off, man. They already got them ready to set up, ready to go right now. They probably already done put them up. All right? Which is the radiation which is coming into with these chips is. So what they doing this, that means guess what? Babylon is going to push this thing off too, man. All right? Okay? All right? So let's go here. It says, where we at? And let's go into the word biometrics real quick. Matter of fact, let's go here. Let's go here real quick. Slovakia. Let's put the word biometric. All right, so here we go. Let you hear the word
Biometric.
biometric. It says biometrically, it says a relating or utilizing biometrics or biometry, right? So biometry. It says a statistical analyst of biological observations, all right, observations, Salakia, and phenomena, all right. It says a measurement as by ultrasound or MRI or living tissue or bodily structures. And what is that chip all enhanced with? Bodily structures, living organisms, living tissue, all right, which is a frequency because your body's ran off frequencies. So guess what? RFID frequency, radio frequency identification, microchip, mark of the beast, NFC, near field communication, microchip, which is ran off of what? Your frequency. All right? You see? It says, ooh. Let's go down here. It says in the meaning, all right, we got all of it there. So let's go here real quick. Salakia. Let's get up out of there. Let's go here. So this is biometric, right? We'll get the definition again. It says of or pertaining to biometry, right? So biometry, it says a calculation of life or expectancy, all right, or coined or application of mathematics. Mathematics meaning the study, right? So when is mathematics? You're putting numbers together. When you adding numbers, you're taking away numbers, you're doing that's metry. That's meaning the metrics of something. You're studying the length of something. You're adding, you're taking away, you're doing this, you're doing that. The length systems. All right. It says to study of biology, related biometer, or a word used in various senses from the 1830s on it's attested, right, from the 1865 as a life table calculating the duration of life under given conditions. Right, bio meaning the forming of elements, right? Because your body is made of elements, which comes in with frequencies. Henceforth, why the Most High said, why you come from the dust of the earth, and your spirit comes from the Most High who gave it. Right? You see? So it says in the scientific compounds, meaning life or bio or biologic, right? Or biology. Okay? Biology, right? Metry, meaning forming the element, meaning the process of measuring, right? It says measury. Okay? Latin, metra. You see? So there you have it. So let's go back into this article. It says the new technology is aimed for modernizing the management of EU's external borders as well as detecting travelers who overstay and identity fraud. It says Eurotunnels will process coaches and lures from 12 October and will begin registering car passengers by the end of this year. It says people will have to get out of their vehicles and have biometric details taken in electronic key houses. All right. There you go. Put that hand up against there. That chip or your forehead or your eyes. All right. You see? But if that chip is in your forehead, right, it can scan your eyes. it can be bruised. Now, see, they have what you call eye retina scans as well. So that's a part of that chip. Remember when you seen in the movie Demolition Man, where he took the eye out of the guy's head and he put it up against the thing to get him up out of there, man. All right, that's an eye retina scan. All right, so it says Eurotunnel said that it will add around 2 minutes to each journey per person, and it says it is said to be able to handle 700 vehicles and an hour in 224 machines. It says Eurotech CEO Jan Larici says that the company is ready for the changes. It says the Port of Dover and the Eurostar had both said that they are ready for the phased start. It says a Dover coach passengers will start using the new system on October 12th. That's next month. It says followed by other tourist traffic on November 1st. All right, at Eurostar, a small number of business travelers will be invited to use the new system from October. Eurostar has installed 49 EES kiosks in 3 areas around London and St. Pancras. All right, Pancras terminal. It says in the 6 months of the full implementation, all operators will be able to ask for checks to be suspended to allow French border control officers to revert to the manual stamping of passports. It says the UK government recently launched a publicly campaign to alert passengers to incoming changes. All right, and as you can see, let's go to the Revelation. Let's go to that Revelation. And you know where I'm going. Right? Revelation, the 13th chapter. Revelation, the 13th chapter. And this is how they brought in their laws, right? So the laws this is how they use it. This is how they force their laws off on you right here, starting at the verse number 15. Let's read that. So this is what's going on over there. This is called what you call gradually or predictably programming, graduating you into taking that chip. Now, overseas, a lot of them people have the chip. Over in Sweden and places like that. Right? The UK, they're doing many different other things. People over there have that chip, man. All right? You see? So they had that chip. All right? Or the RFID microchip. Some people voluntarily just put it in their damn self, man. I had a video on that. Where some guy ordered the damn chip and put it right into his damn self, man. All right? You see? So here we go. It says, and he had power, right? The power, it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand. Matter of fact, let's go get it real quick. Who has the power? Esau. Job 9:24. All right. It says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? The word hand there means yad, meaning power. It says the earth is given into the power of the wicked. All right? He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, and if not, where and who is he? And I'm going to show you that word being there, yad, which meaning hand, right? So yad, which means hand of, strength, power, right? Sign, monument, right? Part or time or stays or support, tensions, right? Tabernacle, house. All right. So let's continue on. It says he covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Those who mean judges is Yahweh and his son Yahushai, and us being judges as well. All right. It says, if not, where and who is he? Right? And if not, where and who is he? And that's Esau, Edom. All right. So let's get back. All right, so let's go back to where we was. Where's we gonna go with it? Right? Oh, Revelation, 13th chapter. Revelation, the 13th chapter. Let's get back into it. It says, let's start at the top of 15 again. It says, and he had power, right? Power to give life unto the image of the beast, right? And the beast is what you call right here the fourth beast, which is revitalized and revived back again today, Babylon the Great, aka America. All right, Rome all over again. Rome 10 to 30 to 100.0, turned up on the highest level. All right, revitalized. All right. It says that the image of the beast should both speak, right? What is the image of the beast? Meaning their democracy, all of these things of that nature, man. All right, Democrat, leftist, the rightist, Democrat, Republican, their legislation, all these things like that. That's how the image of this beast. That's how the image of this beast speaks, man. All right, and cause that as not many as not but worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he that causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, right, free and bond, to receive a mark. What is the mark? Charagma, Charax. All right, let's go into it. Mark, let you hear it.
Strong's G 5480. Charagma. Charagma.
Charagma, right? It says a stamp or an mark or imprinted mark. Right. So when you mark somebody, you serve it, you tell them, yo, listen, this is a badge of servitude. You're my servant. Right? You serving me. Right? You see? So what is the mark? Going according with that RFID microchip, NFC microchip, right? Which has what you call the universal product code or barcode of what you call 666. All right, the UPC. Right now, which would have your number according to your birth certificate, your social security number, your birth certificate, everything would be according to that chip. All right, everything would be controlled off that chip and scanned off that chip, money and everything. All right, your the way of banking and control banking system, it's all a control. All right, you take that chip, the Most High going to destroy you. Just going to tell you that. All right, it says that the mark stamped on the forehead or on the right hand of the badge of the followers of the Antichrist, right? We meaning those who don't follow Yahushua, right? Who are against his system. All right, and Esau Edom is definitely against. He's definitely anti-Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. As you can see, he blasphemies the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua every day. All right, it says a marked brand upon horses. It says thing carved, sculpture, graving work, or of idolatrous images. All right, it says, look, let's read here. It says a scratch or etching, i.e. stamp as a badge of servitude. Right? A badge of servitude. That's the slavery. That's the word, servitude. All right? Or sculpted figure, statue, graving, or mark. A statue, right? When you put a statue is like a law. All right? So let's go here real quick. Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's do this. Statue. All right, a written law passed by a legislative body. Right? Passed by a legislative body, a rule or organization or institution. All right, it says a biblical law or decree made by sovereign or by Yahweh. See, that's what it says down here. This is what I'm reading. But let's read this here. It says status, standing, statuar, set up, statium. All right, or status or statue. All right. All right, so let's look up here. And as you can see, you got that on there, right? So let's read the rest of this here. It says, let's read it again from 17. It says that no man might buy or sell, right? Because if you don't take this money, you're not going to be a part of this society, man. You're going to be exploited out. You're going to be out of this. You're going to be out of this society. All right. It says, or sell, saith he that have the mark, right? Because you're not going to be able to exchange. You're not going to be able to buy nothing. You're not going to be able to go, hey, brother, listen, you ain't going to go in the East of me. I got sin in my hand. Let me be able to get a piece of bread. No. All right? Like I said, you take that chip, the Most High going to destroy you. All right? And I'm going to read the scripture where he said, you take that chip, it's over for you. All right? And he said, he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Right? Let's go back up here. It says, verse number 16, it says, a rich or poor, free or bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, saith he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that haveth understanding count the number of the beast, 666, right? Right, which is imperfection. For it is a number of a man, right? It's a number of a man, and his number is 603 scores. 6. Esau is imperfect. Esau is imperfected. All right, the Most High is perfection. Esau is Satan, right? The lying and deceiving tongue. There's a spiritual demon, Satan, then there's a physical counterpart of the spiritual demon, Satan, which is Esau, the so-called white man. Right? The lying tongue. All right? 666, right? Which is imperfection. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai comes with the perfection. 777. Righteousness. 10. Because 10 symbolizes perfection as well. All right. You see? So let's go and get Revelation 14. Revelation 14 in verse number 6, it says, and I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach. Right? To preach. Here we go. To preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people. Right? Israelites. Ultimately through Israelites. All right? But all the nations are going to hear it. Okay? Because our people are scattered amongst all the nations. It says, saying with a loud voice, fear Yahweh, and give glory to him. For the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that hath made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters. And they followed another angel, saying, Babylon is fallen. It's fallen, that great city. Yeah, the Most High gonna collapse this place. He said he coming with Yahushai. He's coming with the angels in Yahushai. And then ultimately there's another army, which is the missiles that the Most High created. Isaiah the 54th chapter, the 16th verse. All right, I created the smith that bloweth the fire in the coals, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. What is the instrument? The ICBM missile. All right, that's the instrument. Okay? That's the instrument that's going to play loud on destroying this place. It's going to drop down from the outer heavens, right? That's going to be guided with the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai in it, and drop down on this place. All right? And ultimately obliterate Babylon the Great. All right? And that's going to be that. You see? So it says that the great city is what? Babylon, the great, the mother of harlots. It says, because she has made all nations drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Right? It says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, right? The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, which is poured out without a mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. All right? You see? So that's what's going to happen. You take that ship. You're going to die by that second death, man. All right? Which is them ICBM missiles that's coming. All right, the race riots, the famine, the martial law, the pestilence, Jacob's trouble, everything that's coming in the midst of it, man. But ultimately, the end game is those missiles. All right. Matter of fact, didn't I read? Then I quoted Isaiah the 54th chapter, right? Let's go and read it. Isaiah the 54th chapter, and where did I say the 16th verse? There it is. It says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and have bringeth forth the instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy." The waster is talking about those missiles, man. That's the waster. That's going to waste away this land. All right? People going to stand upon their feet and literally get burned, man. Literally get what you call evaporate, turned into dust, man. And then the mist, and then along with the chariots coming with your Yahushua, you're going to get zapped. Zap, bow, wah, boom, bow. You're going to get hit with turn, just burnt up, done, finish. See, the Most High is no joke, man. All right, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is no joke. The Heavenly Father is not a joke. His Son is not a joke. Everybody think this is a game or a joke. There's no game or jokes in this thing. All right, and best believe the Heavenly Father and His Son are not laughing. All right, their minds are meditated upon war, upon terror. All right, upon our enemies. All right, so with that, I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Arakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and others of great millstone with well, peace, and blessings and citation to the hopeful elect, the Bayah, Dawadah, Dallas of David, Shalom, Bible Ball.